Welcome, everybody. My name is Kathrin Gerling, and together with my colleagues Vero, Vanden, Abeele, and Adam Evans, I explored what perspectives on technology and physical activity on older adults prevail in the HCI research community. We adopt a lens of critical gerontology and sports science, and we ask questions around how policy on active aging has actually trickled down into human-computer interaction work. Active aging can be interpreted in two main ways. One can be a deficit-focused perspective that sees older adults united by elements of perceived age-related decline, or you can interpret active aging as a means of staying involved, staying in touch with society, but that characterizes older people by personal differences and preferences and sees aging in part of a larger socioeconomic and cultural context. So that's a lifespan perspective. We carried out a structured search of major HCI venues, including CHI and assets, and we identified 18 systems designed for older people in the context of physical activity. And rest assured, we were also surprised that we didn't find more systems. We carried out deductive thematic analysis of papers and artifacts, and we focused on how research is motivated. So, for example, if the deficit and decline narrative is present, how design decisions are done, and how older adults were constructed and involved in research processes. Our results show that all papers actually fall into the realm of health, although we included keywords that would have also retrieved results, let's say, for example, on physical activity as leisure, and there's a huge focus on treatment of age-related disease. We constructed three main themes. The first one being views on older adults, how they are reflected in research design and reporting. And there we find a predominantly deficit-focused narrative. So, for example, that poor health in late life is expensive for societies, or that we need to expand life expectancy, but not so much work that really looks at how we can improve quality of life. Descriptions of older adults really focus on deficits and weaknesses. We do see user-centered research processes, but predominantly older adults are actually involved as consultants or during evaluations, and they're not given their own voice in the development process. The second theme focuses on the artifacts themselves, and we found a lot of game-based solutions, although we know that gaming may pose an extra barrier, and that's something that I'm guilty of in my own work as well. We also see that system application is most commonly intended for rehabilitation and occupational therapy, so we see an overwhelmingly functional design approach here. Interestingly, our search did not return a single system with a primary focus on enjoyment or skill development, which is actually well researched for younger audiences. And then finally, the last theme that focuses on the experience that emerges when older adults interact with these systems shows that there is a strong focus on accessibility and usability of systems, but that only few papers discuss whether enjoyment emerged throughout interaction in an essential way. A number of systems discuss technology acceptance, but they don't really go in depth with respect to motives for non-use. So in summary, our work shows that policy on active aging has also trickled down into the human-computer interaction research community. So we see a strong focus on functionalist system designs, which reflects previous literature reviews that explored general perspectives on older people within HCI. We can also see that the lack of involvement of older people in research results in a lack of focus on the lifespan perspective, which offers a lot of interesting opportunities to improve our designs. So in conclusion, there's a lot of functionalist technology available to support physical activity among older people, but there's also a gap for future work that focuses on the hedonic aspects of physical activity. And in our manuscript, we actually make additional recommendations as to how different perspectives on older people can be adopted throughout design processes, and how we can also slowly shift from a purely functionalist to a more hedonic perspective on physical activity in late life. Thank you very much.